B2B sales blogs, best practices for engagement. Turn your blog into a revenue asset, not a vanity project. In a world obsessed with new sales tech, one of the most durable, compounding GTM assets is still your B2B sales blog, if you build it for engagement and pipeline. Done right, it works like a digital SDR, answering objections, creating trust, and pre-selling your point of view while your team is asleep. The goal isn't more content, it's more qualified conversations. That shift matters because buyers are educating themselves before they ever reply to an outbound email. Research consistently shows that 71% of B2B buyers consume blog content during the buying journey, and many review 3 to 5 pieces before they're ready to talk to sales. If your blog is thin, generic, or outdated, you're forcing your SDRs to start every conversation from zero. At SalesHive, we treat content as part of the Outbound system, not a separate marketing hobby. After booking 100,000 plus meetings for 1,500 plus clients, we've seen the pattern. When a blog is aligned with SDR workflows, cold email follow-ups, and call talk tracks, it stops being a resources tab and becomes a predictable meeting engine. Why B2B sales blogs still win in 2025? Modern buying committees don't wait for a demo to learn the basics. They Google, skim, and compare approaches first. Blogs remain one of the easiest ways to earn that early trust because they're searchable, skimmable, and easy to share internally. If your team runs sales outsourcing or an outsourced sales team motion, your blog becomes the third voice supporting every outbound touch. Blogs also remain a core B2B format even as video and social grow. Industry surveys show short articles are widely used by B2B marketers, and blogging is still strongly associated with lead generation. Some datasets cite 67% more leads for brands that blog versus those that don't. The important nuance is that this only holds when topics match real buyer intent, not when you publish generic thought leadership. The quality bar is higher because buyers are overwhelmed. Research has found 56% of B2B buyers feel overloaded by content, and many won't complete forms unless the value is obvious. That's why sales-focused blogs now win with specificity and utility. Clear answers, concrete examples, and a direct path from insight to action. Start with real conversations, not content brainstorms. The most engaging sales blogs are built from what prospects actually say. Instead of guessing what will perform, pull themes from SDR call notes, objection logs, win-loss reviews, and the questions your AEs keep answering on repeat. When your blog mirrors real conversations, it becomes instantly usable by your sales development agency or in-house team because it maps to real friction in deals. Specificity is the multiplier. Studies have found that 72% of B2B buyers are more likely to engage with content that drills into relevant, specific topical areas, and industry-specific angles can significantly increase sharing. Practically, that means writing for a role in a context, like a CFO at a PE-backed manufacturer or a VP sales scaling an SDR agency motion, instead of writing for B2B in general. From an outbound perspective, we like to pressure test topics with a simple filter. Would an SDR confidently send this in a cold email agency sequence or as a post-call resource? If the answer is no, it's probably too abstract. The best topics sound like objections and evaluation questions, not like marketing slogans. Build content that's easy to consume and hard to ignore. Engagement comes from clarity and structure, not cleverness. Strong B2B sales posts follow a repeatable flow. Set the context, show the why, illustrate with a real example, then give the reader a next step they can use immediately. This is where story plus data outperforms fluff. Buyers trust specifics, especially when you include benchmarks, snippets of talk tracks, or anonymized examples from the field. Format also matters. Short tactical posts help busy buyers move quickly, while longer guides build authority and earn links over time. Research frequently cited in content marketing circles shows long-form posts, often 3,000 plus words, can drive materially more traffic and backlinks than shorter posts, but only if they stay focused on one concrete problem rather than trying to cover everything. The easiest engagement win is removing friction. With buyers reporting fatigue and lower willingness to fill out forms, keep most blog content ungated and reserve gating for truly premium tools or assets. If you offer cold calling services or B2B cold calling services, ungated posts are especially powerful because they lower skepticism and give prospects a safe way to evaluate your approach before they ever talk to a rep. A great sales blog doesn't persuade with hype. It earns trust by answering the exact questions buyers are already asking. Publish like a sales team. Distribution is the strategy. A common failure mode is treating publish as the finish line. For a B2B sales agency, the post is the raw material. Distribution is what creates meetings. Every new article should be converted into SDR-ready assets the same week it goes live. A tight email snippet, a short LinkedIn angle, and a call-friendly way to reference it without sounding scripted. In practice, we see the best results when SDRs share content in 3 moments: value-first links in cold outreach, follow-ups after live conversations, and nurture touches for long-cycle deals. This is where pairing content with list-building services becomes a serious advantage. You can match articles to the exact personas you're targeting and test which messages drive replies across segments. SalesHive's teams, US-based and Philippines-based, use this playbook daily. The blog gives our cold callers and email team credible proof of expertise that doesn't require a hard pitch. When your content answers objections ahead of time, your cold calling team gets to spend more time qualifying and less time educating. Common mistakes that kill engagement and how to fix them. Mistake 1 is writing for everyone. Top 10 sales tips posts feel safe, but they rarely build trust because they lack context. Fix it by narrowing the ICP, role, and scenario so the reader instantly recognizes themselves. Specificity is what turns a blog post into something an SDR can send without apologizing for it. Mistake 2 is overgating and overselling. Buyers are already overwhelmed, and research has shown many are reluctant to fill out forms unless the value is clearly exceptional. If you run an outbound sales agency or offer sales outsourcing, value-first publishing is your advantage. Ungated posts demonstrate how you think, while CTAs can invite a conversation for those who are ready. Mistake 3 is optimizing for page views while ignoring pipeline. A post that generates a modest number of visits but consistently helps prospects reply, show up, and move stages is more valuable than a viral post that attracts the wrong audience. The fix is simple. Design each article to support one sales motion: cold email agency outreach, B2B cold calling follow-ups, or AE enablement, then measure it accordingly. Measure what matters: engagement that connects to revenue. You don't need perfect attribution to run a high-performing sales blog, but you do need the right scorecard. Start by separating attention metrics, which indicate reach, from sales impact metrics, which indicate momentum. Then, make measurement part of the publishing process. Every post should have a defined audience, a defined use case, and one primary CTA. Here's a practical way to align marketing and an outsourced sales team on what good looks like without falling into vanity reporting. Use the attention metrics to detect distribution problems, and use the sales impact metrics to decide what topics deserve more investment. If content marketing is delivering leads at materially lower cost than traditional channels, often cited as 62% lower, you want to prove it in your funnel, not just in analytics. If you want a fast feedback loop, ask your SDRs and AEs one question every month. Which post did you send most, and what did prospects say about it? That qualitative signal is often the earliest indicator of whether your blog is becoming a true enablement library or just more internet noise. Next steps: make consistency and personalization your edge. The best B2B sales blogs operate like a product: a consistent cadence, clear standards, and continuous iteration based on feedback. Aim for a backbone of a few authoritative pillars surrounded by tactical posts that answer common objections. This structure compounds because each new post can internally link back to the core resources and strengthen discoverability over time. Personalization is the next unlock, especially for outbound. When your SDR agency motion can reference a specific insight from a post that matches a prospect's role or industry, response rates typically improve because the outreach feels informed rather than automated. Tools that help teams generate personalized angles at scale, including what we build at SalesHive, can turn your existing content into dozens of role-specific hooks without rewriting everything from scratch. If you want your blog to drive meetings, treat every article like a sales asset from day one. Define the audience, define the moment it will be used, and define the metric that proves impact. When you combine strong content with disciplined distribution via email, calling, and LinkedIn outreach services, your blog becomes a predictable lever for pipeline, not a side project.